Oh wait, can you turn that fan off, please? I totally forgot about that, and we're live already. OMG. Hello, 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 everybody. Valerie Lewis right here coming to you live from the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And today we are on chapter, 15 of The Science of Getting Rich, where we're going to talk about the advancing man. So, let's get ready. Pull your books out. Let's go over a few things. And all of that is coming up. All right, let's do it. Okay, chapter 15. You guys know I love this book so flippin' much, right? um, let's see here. So, you know how I love, the first paragraph, he always just like bursts right in on the scene with like exactly what we're going to go into. It's really exciting. So, he talks about he goes to say what I've said in the last chapter, we talked about that yesterday, applies as well to the professional man and the wage earner as to the man who's engaged in mercantile business. No matter whether you're a physician, a teacher, a clergyman, if you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of the fact, they will be attracted to you and you will get rich. The physician who holds the vision of himself as a great and successful healer and who works toward the complete realization of that vision with faith and purpose, as described in former chapters, will come into such close touch with the source of life that he will be phenomenally successful. Patients will come to him in throngs. Okay. Um, I love this because there's this debate, I guess, for lack of a better term, when it comes to fake it till you make it. I am totally against that. Okay, and that's not what he's talking about here. Okay, there's a difference. When you're doing fake it till you make it, you are being purposely, deceitful, um, um, elusive to truth. You know, you're not really being your true self. You're pretending to be someone else when you know that you're not. In the hopes that it will trick people into believing that's you, and then somehow, some way, you'll become that. That's not how this works. Like, stop. Okay? No, fake it till you make it. And especially to my fellow online business owners, please stop. Please, I've got videos about this. Okay? Fake it till you make it. No, no, that's not the way to go. So, when it comes to, oh, I need to look the part, I need to, get dressed in a suit and tie and go online and promote my business. No, you don't. No, you don't. Look at me. I'm in a Hogwarts t-shirt. It's not even a real school. Okay? Harry Potter. I just like the books, okay? But and I'm just like hanging around in my house. I got a huge hole in my pants, just hanging out today. And that's the beauty of being in business at home. I don't have to get all dressed up. Like, why the heck would I walk away from a job and then work at home and still get dressed up in a suit and tie and I'm just walking around my house? Dumb. Like, no, no, no. Okay. So, and I still, you can make money not wearing a suit. You know what I'm saying? So, sorry, kind of went off on a tangent there, but yeah, this is more about understanding, right? Discovering and understanding your purpose on this planet, why you're here. And even though you may not be where you want to be yet, you still are who you are. And the more that you work towards your goals, the more you start to grow and develop into the person who can carry out that vision that you have for yourself. That is totally different from fake it till you make it. Okay? So I just wanted to kind of clear that up just in case anybody was wondering about that. That's not what this is about. Okay? All right. So yes, you hold a vision for yourself as a great and successful healer if you're a doctor, or as a great and successful entrepreneur. Have that vision in your mind that although you may not be there yet, that you will be there as you continue to grow, and you keep in mind that you are here not just for the advancement of yourself, but for the advancement of everyone. Okay, you're a part of such a much bigger picture, something greater than yourself. And when you keep those things in mind, this will allow you to advance. Okay. So he goes on, gives you some examples, like if you are an advancing man in medicine, or you're an advancing man in religion. Um, let's see. If you're an advancing man in education and you're a teacher. Um, so yeah, he goes on to say the combined mental and personal action I've described is infallible. It cannot fail. Every man and woman who follows these instructions steadily, perseveringly, and to the letter will get rich. The law of increase of life is as mathematically certain in its operation as the law of gravitation. Okay? Getting rich is an exact science. And I love that he actually mentioned that, because I forgot that he did. But I tend to say that too, and I guess I got it from him. I don't know. But, it is. There are laws that are in place on this earth, in this universe, that you may not see, you may not understand, but it doesn't make them any less true. And that's the same thing here when it comes to how a person goes about getting rich. You may not fully understand every single little detail about metaphysics and all that kind of stuff, and you don't need to. As long as you have your eyes open to what is true. Just like gravity. I can't see gravity. I don't even know exactly how it works. Okay? I don't know. Electricity, I know it's here. I have no idea how it goes, how it gets into my house. I don't know. I just pay the bill and I'm good. Okay? That's all I have to focus on. So it's the same thing with this. Simply follow what he's teaching you in this book. You don't have to break it all the way down to the ground and understand everything. You don't know everything. That's not your job description. Okay? That's God's description. That's that formless substance, that intelligent substance. You don't have to focus on that. You don't need to know. If you want your dream home, you do not need to figure out who's going to build it, where is it going to be, when is this going to happen, who are the people on this earth that are going to be put in place to make sure that this comes to fruition for me. You don't have to worry about all that. And this is why people get stressed out, because you trying to step outside of your lane. Stay in your lane. All you do is continue moving forward with faith and purpose and gratitude. That's it. That's it. You have to, when you pray, you want to think of it like when you order a pizza, or you're in a restaurant and you order, when you tell the waiter what you want, the waiter is there to serve, right? You tell the waiter what you want, the waiter goes, puts in your order. You don't know who the cook is. You don't know where they got the food from. Like, none of that stuff really matters when you're sitting there hungry and enjoying the company of your friends and family in that restaurant, right? And you're not sitting there like, oh, I hope one of these days I finally get some food. Maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. I hope I get what I asked for, but sometimes you just don't. No. And that's how some people pray. I'm like, stop, okay? Stop that. When you pray, it is the exact same way as like submitting an order. Lord, this is what I want, right? And then hope means expectation, confident expectation. So you should expect for it to arrive. How it's going to arrive, where it's going to come from, how long it's going to take, and all that kind of stuff is not your job to focus on. And when you focus on these things that are totally outside of your control and your knowledge and understanding, that's when people worry, that's when people get stressed out. And all that does is kill your dreams, because then you start to doubt and you start to fear, and it kills your request. It's like you just put in a cancel notice. So you don't want to do that. Okay. All right. Awesome. So as we continue, let's see. Science. Okay. So then he goes on to say the wage earner will find this as true of his case as any of the others mentioned. Do not feel that you have no chance to get rich because you're working where there's no visible opportunity for advancement, where wages are small and the cost of living high. Now, he wrote this 100 years ago. Isn't this still the case today? There are a lot of people working jobs and their wages are low, but the cost of living is high. Hello. Right? Who am I talking to today? Hello. Right? So, he says, form your clear mental vision of what you want and begin to act with faith and purpose. The problem for most people is not their circumstance, it's their mindset. They don't even know what they want. They don't even know where they want to be, what they want out of life. They don't know. And that's why when you don't know, you just live life on default mode. By default, whatever's available, that's what you get. But that's not how your life is meant to be lived. So you could, if you got clear as to what it was you wanted, then you could start focusing on those things, take steps towards that, right? Without allowing any distractions to take place. But when you don't know what you want and things come along, you're constantly distracted, right? It's just things pop up and you're like, oh, I'll just go with the flow. I'm going to just do that. No, you need more structure, right? We all do. We need to know what we want. There's a reason why you're here. Okay? So, he goes on to say, form that clear mental vision of what you want. Begin to act with faith and purpose. Do all the work you can do every day and do each piece of work in a perfectly successful manner. We discussed what that was in a previous chapter, what that means, a successful manner. Put the power of success and the purpose to get rich into everything that you do. But do not do this merely with the idea of currying favor with your employer in the hope that he or those above you will see your good work and advance you, because it's not likely that they'll do so. The man who's merely a good workman, filling his place to the very best of his ability and is satisfied with that, is valuable to his employer. And so it's not in the employer's interest to promote him. He's worth more right where he is. So to secure advancement, something more is necessary than to be too large for your place. The man who is certain to advance is the one who is too big for his place, who has a clear concept of what he wants to be, who knows that he can become what he wants to be, and who is determined to be what he wants to be. Boom. I like that. I love that. So when you think about it, if you are comfortable, those of you that like to talk about staying comfortable, okay, well, you can't have both. You can't be comfortable and want to advance. Tell that to the caterpillar. Oh, I'm comfortable as I am. Okay, well, then you stay the caterpillar. When you're ready to advance, that's when you build the chrysalis and you go through all the stages of whatever's going on in there. I don't know. And then boom, breaks through and is a butterfly. Which one do you want to be? People tend to have more of an affinity towards the butterfly than the caterpillar, right? Caterpillar is like, oh my god, all those legs and it's all fuzzy and stuff. Oh, it's gross. And then the caterpillar, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, fluttering around. We even have which museum is it? Museum of Natural History, I believe, downtown, where we have a butterfly display, which is free on Tuesdays. Go on Tuesday. You don't have to pay the ticket. But when you go, there's this beautiful butterfly exhibit, and they have to have these blasts of air come through and make sure you don't have like anything on your clothes and stuff, and then you walk through and it's beautiful botanical garden. It's a little warm because the butterflies like the warm temperature, but sometimes they'll come and land on your nose or land on your shoulder, and you definitely have to be careful when you walk through because you might accidentally step on one, so you got to be careful about that. But just to look around, it's such a beautiful sight. And when you think about where all those butterflies came from, they were all once caterpillars, and they all had to go through that struggle, and now here they are, and we get a chance to enjoy that beauty. That's you. That is you as the advancing man or woman. Okay? Maybe your life doesn't look all that great right now. It's a little fuzzy. Maybe it's not very pretty. Okay? But as you continue to progress through life, when you finally made a decision on what it is that you want and what it is you're going to do to get there, and then you stay focused on that, and you don't let anything, not even your own negative thoughts, hold you back, you will eventually get through that. You get through the initial struggle of everything being new. You know, like when you start your business online, you get through that initial struggle of being new and not really knowing terminology and stuff like that. And, oh, well, how do I start creating content? How do I promote? How do I prospect? All that. You get through that, and then you're on the other side. And it looks beautiful because you figured out, oh, this is how I do it. Now I'm going to work on getting better and better and better every single day, just like I was doing in the beginning. And you start to generate sales, and then you can do it more often, and then you can do bigger sales, and it's a beautiful life. And that is something that people get a chance to see in you. They see the beauty in you, but they also see what you've been able to create, and it inspires them to follow suit, and they'll do the same thing, right? So just like what we were talking about in a previous chapter, one of the best ways to help people who are in poverty, who are seeking to have a better life, is you create a better life first, right? You get rich first, and you show people how you do it. Inspire them to do the same thing. That's how you eradicate poverty, right? Just giving somebody $1, just giving them a fish to eat for the day. That's just for the day. What are they going to do the rest of their lives? Teach them how to fish. Right? Teach them how to be rich, and they will never have to worry about being in poverty ever again. What's the best teacher? Example. You lead by example. You teach by example. I love it. I love this book. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, so when it comes to that, when people say, well, I just want to have just enough, you know, how do you advance when all you're focused on is just enough? And how do you even know what just enough is? You know, and we've talked about that before too. How do you know what just enough? You don't know everything. You don't know when something's going to come up, right? So you always want to have more than enough. You always want to have an abundance. And even when you're happy where you are in life, don't get me wrong, because that's where gratitude kicks in. Even when you're happy where you are in life, you still want more for others as well as yourself. There are things you want to continue to fully express yourself. Mind, body, and soul, right? You want to continue reading more books. You want to continue traveling more. You want to continue learning more cultures. You want to continue spending more time with your family. Once you've spent some time with them, you're not like, okay, well, that's enough. Don't want to overdo it, right? No. You want to spend as much precious time with them as you can. So it's the same thing here. Well, for people to want more riches, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's with that tool. It's with that tool that you are able to fully express yourself, mind, body, and soul. The lack of it gives no inspiration to anybody else. You know, you could be a very nice person, but people are hurting. People need they need a solution to their problem. They need an alleviation of their pain. And you smiling at them ain't gonna help that. Okay? You have to be willing to give. And you can't give until you have to give. Monetary or not. You can't give anything to somebody that you don't have. Boom. Okay? So yeah. So he goes on to say, did I not read this part? Yes. So do not try to more than fill your present place with a view of pleasing, with a view to please your employer. Do it with the idea of advancing yourself. Hold the faith and purpose of increase during your work hours, after work hours, and even before work hours. Hold it in such a way that every person who comes into contact with you will feel the power of purpose radiating from you, so that everyone will get the sense of advancement and increase from you. Men will be attracted to you, and if there is no possibility for advancement in your present job, you will very soon see an opportunity to take another job. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing man who is moving in obedience to law. God can. Oh, well, before I get into this part, so yeah, you when you are, and I'm speaking to my online business owners again, when you are building your business, instead of always talking about the products and stuff, and I know we talked about this in another video, instead of talking about that, show people you've got a vision. Show people that you have a goal of advancing in life. When you show people that, that attracts people to you. You don't have to go out here chasing, begging, convincing, right? Trying to get your friends and family signed up for your business, and you join a new business every couple of months, every couple of years. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You will draw so many more people to you if you focus on what can I do to get myself in the position where I can empower other people to get themselves in the position that they want to be. When you start focusing on that, it just pours out of you like this glow around you that people can see. They sense it. When people come online and they're all nervous, or they're, only focused on the sale and that's it, and they're not really caring about the advancement of others as well as themselves, that actually repels people from you. And the very thing you're trying to do, get people to see what you're doing, get people to buy your stuff, is actually, what you're doing is the opposite. You're pushing people away. Okay? So you definitely want to focus on, what is this really all about? You're not in business just to make money. The money you're making in your business is actually an indicator of the relationships that you have with your customers. Are you focused on building a relationship with them where you are serving them and you are showing them how they can advance their lives through the products and services that you provide? By caring about them and their needs and finding out what that is first. Are you doing that? Because the revenue is in the relationship. Are you seeking to have your business, being an entrepreneur and having the goal of solving a problem so that you can impact other people's lives? Because that's where the money comes from in your business. The income comes from the impact. It's these things that you want to focus on. Okay, so if you want to get rich, you can do it in your online business. But it's a matter of where do your intentions lie? Because again, this has to be something bigger than you. It's got to be something bigger than the sales. And isn't that interesting? In order for you to get rich, you really need to not focus on the money itself. You need to focus on, why do you want it? How does this help yourself? How does this help the world? How does this help every person that you encounter? Most people aren't thinking that. That's why 97% of people in network marketing are not succeeding. And 97% of all people in any vocation are not succeeding. Whoa. See, people don't know that. People don't know that part. It's the top 3% any way you look at it. In any industry that you look at, it's typically 3% that's doing, that's at the top, that's doing well. There's no one profession where everybody that gets in it gets rich and they are building the life of their dreams. Nowhere. That doesn't happen anywhere. Everywhere you look, in every industry, every profession, every vocation, everywhere you look, there's a very small percentage of people that have built true success, where they are living in full expression, mind, body, and soul, where they are truly happy with what they're doing, where they are advancing themselves and others, where they have that time for their friends and family, where they're able to really truly enjoy life and have a fulfilled life. Very small percentage. Okay, so he goes on to say, God cannot help helping you if you act in a certain way. Okay, there's nothing in your circumstances that can keep you down. If you cannot get rich working for the Steel Trust, you can get rich on a 10-acre farm. And if you begin to move in a certain way, you will certainly escape from the clutches of the Steel Trust and get on to the farm or wherever else you wish to be. So, the book is over 100 years old. Y'all know that. So he's talking about steel and stuff, and we're like, what? But y'all get it. Wherever you are right now, if there's somewhere else that you want to be, where you are right now, you focus on working in faith and purpose, knowing that if I put in my best work here, I'm going to outgrow this place. Hello, somebody. And if I outgrow this place, the universe can't help but bring me another opportunity that I can now jump into. I've seen this happen so many times. Okay, I can use my daughter as an example. She has outgrown a lot of things in such a short period of time when it comes to what she wants out of life, But I'll get into that maybe in another video. Okay, so let's see. What else did I want to bring up real quick? Yes. So in closing, he's basically saying, do not wait for an opportunity to be all that you want to be. When an opportunity to be more than you are now is presented and you feel impelled toward it, take it. Take it. I cannot tell you how many people come to me and say, Val, I really want to advance in life. I really want to be able to create the life of my dreams. I hear you talking about living the laptop lifestyle. I want to do it too, Val. What do I do? And I say, great. What you're going to want to do is invest in you. Invest in yourself. And I mean this in so many ways, so many more ways than just one. Yes, I'm talking about investing yourself financially, but I'm also talking about invest in yourself with personal growth and development as well. Your mindset has to shift. Your outlook on life needs to shift. You have to have an open mind to learn and to grow and to, marry the process and understand there is a process. These are the things that you're going to need to do. And then people say, oh yeah, I'm all in. I'm going to do all of that. And then they're like, well, wait a minute. How much is it to invest? Does it matter? Whatever the amount is that I tell you, even if you don't have it right now, if you know that this is going to help you change your life, what are you going to do about it? Right? Just like if you had, if the doctor came to you and said you need life-saving surgery and the surgery is $50,000 and you don't have $50,000, but your life is more valuable than the 50,000, you're going to find a way to come up with 50,000. Hello. Okay? Same thing with this. We're talking about your life. We're talking about your life when we talk about business. The business is simply a vehicle to get you where you want to be in life. You need that. Right? So if it's something that you need and you see the value in it, what are you going to do about it? Now, mind you, a lot of the systems that I plug people into they can get started for as little as $10, sometimes just $1. And I still have people telling me how excited they are, how they want to do this, and then they give up. They give up. Why do they give up? Because the mindset's not there. Because they haven't read this book. Okay? They don't understand there is an exact science to getting rich. And if you're not willing to put in that effort to follow this science, right? To fulfill these principles, if you're not going to do that, you're going to get nowhere. And instead of saying, oh, well, this is on me, I'm responsible for my life, I'm responsible for my thoughts and my actions, instead of doing that, they say, oh, I knew it. It doesn't work. Oh, life just doesn't work this way. What you believe is what you live and what you be. Okay? So, I don't know what to tell them. Read this book. Maybe that'll help. Okay? So, yeah. If an opportunity comes your way, especially after you've been a hoping and a wishing and a praying, take advantage of it. Don't sit there talking about, I need to think about it. Give me a week. I got to talk to my spouse. I got to check with this and check. No. Do you want to advance? If the answer is yes, get started now. Okay. So, yeah, don't waste people's time. Okay. He goes on to say, if you see an opportunity, you feel impelled towards it, take it. It will be the first step toward a greater opportunity. There is no such thing possible in this universe as a lack of opportunities for the man who is living the advancing life. Okay, so it is inherent in the constitution of the cosmos that all things shall be for him and work together for his good. Hello, Genesis 50:20, you better know it. And he must certainly get rich if he acts and thinks in the certain way. Okay, so let wage earning men and women study this book with great care and enter with confidence upon the course of action it prescribes. It will not fail. Boom. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 15. What do you think about it? What is your biggest takeaways? What are some things that maybe you got from this, or you noticed in the book that I didn't mention today? Share that with me in the comments. I'm really excited to find out more about what you're thinking. How this book is helping you so far. I know the first time I read this, before I even finished the book, things started to happen for me, and I was getting an increase in the income that I was making in my home business. So it does not hurt. This is going to be a book that you'll want to refer back to over and over and over again as you're going through life. Some people read this every day. I don't really, as of right now, I don't see myself having the time to do it every day, but I do like to read this as often as I can. And me going through this with you guys is actually my third time going through the book. So it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, share with me what it is that you're thinking about, because this is definitely a great read. Okay, so tomorrow, you guys, will be on chapter 16, and we'll be one chapter away from being done. Chapter 16 is all about some cautions and some concluding observations. Okay, and I don't know, we might do 16 and 17 together. Let me see. We could do 16 and 17 together. So just to be safe, go ahead and read 17, because we're actually a day behind. We were actually supposed to be doing 16 today, but right around day 12 I had all those issues with my internet, and I had to wait for the router to come and all that stuff. So we may go ahead and close it with that, because 17 is the summary, and then 16, like I said, was just some cautions, some concluding observations, just wrapping it all up and tying it up real nice at the end of the book. So I'll be sure to let you guys know. I still will do separate videos for it. So maybe I'll do 16 at our regular time at 11, and then 17 a little bit later. We'll see, because I'm excited to start our next book on Sunday. It'd be nice if we could start it on Sunday. But I'm still trying to decide between two books. I'm trying to decide between The Power of Your Subconscious Mind versus the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. So put that in the comments. Which one would you prefer that we go through next? But we're definitely going to get through all of them. All of them. You could even put in the comments your recommendation for a book that we can go through together. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. It has been an absolute blast. Have an amazing day. And I will see you in the next video.